do you still like LeBron's game right now, like how he's playing in the bubble? They are 3-6 in the bubble right now, have not played that great. Last night, a lot of the conversation, not only about the Trailblazers, Dame getting hot, pulling up, beating the Lakers, 8 beating a 1 seed here. This is a big deal, especially with the Los Angeles Lakers being a lot of the main voices in why this bubble happened, because everybody thought that team was a team that could make a run. Mm-hmm. Now it seems like they're potentially in trouble. Not that they can't just turn around like that, which is what basketball is, and I very much understand that. But a lot of conversation is like, does LeBron even want to be in there to play? Like, does LeBron even want to be down there anymore? Like I think that is, a lot of people are even asking that question. Like, does LeBron even want to be there anymore?
Yeah, I'm sure more stuff will come out about him not being out there at the start of the game and what that was all about. You know, like someone in the media kind of asked him the question, and then when he was prepared to answer it, the guy backed off and didn't say anything.
I wonder what does that mean? Hey, that is, I assume we're not the only show that's watching that and going, what cryptic message was just sent right there? And what does that media guy know? What does that media guy know that we don't know? Because I'm watching that and I'm like, well, when he said, no, let's move on, it was like, oh, so he must have a little bit of an idea of what's going on.
We don't.
But by the way, that media guy, I know you're on a Zoom. I know it's LeBron James. I mean, for the good of everything, like, yeah, I would. You know what? I would like to know.
Tell me.
But maybe he does know, and that's why he doesn't want LeBron to talk about it. But what is going on? Does LeBron want out of there? Is he trying to fight? And now, granted, there's a lot of social injustice protesting happening, which basically everybody understood was going to happen throughout the entire thing. Breonna Taylor, the cops still have not been arrested, so that's but everything else is like, is there something deeper than that going on with LeBron? I would like to know.
I think this is what he lives for too, though. It's like when they get beat last night and everyone's like, "Oh, LeBron stinks. He's dead. The Lakers are dead," and he's like, "All right, let's do this again." But how much more can he do? He had a triple-double last night. His stats were amazing. Like, Anthony Davis had 21 points in the first half and then played arguably his, worst half of the year in the second half. His plus-minus was terrible. Like, they played a bad game. Didn't make any threes.
-20, by the way.
Yeah, terrible.
Do we think that they're trying to turn the Jets on when they get the Black Mamba jerseys?
Well, because they are bringing in a patch to honor Kobe Bryant.
It's a whole jersey, right? It's a different jersey?
Yeah, they have a jersey, but they're holding off till round 2, so you would think that they come out the first game like, hey, we should play pretty hard for Kobe, but...
Well, and also, once they locked up the number 1 overall seed, right? Mm-hmm. Once they locked up the number 1 overall seed, they started resting guys, didn't they? Like Bron wasn't even playing. So, and I think we saw early in the bubble, a lot of people are playing pretty bad basketball. And then once people got hot, I mean, it was a very different ball game in there. Are the Lakers too late to the race? Is the Portland Trailblazers, who had to get hot, by the way, they had to get hot at the end. They had to shoot well. They got used to the gym quickly. They played, and Dame basically has been in and out of consciousness here for the last, 2-3 weeks here. So are the Lakers too behind in the catching up to the chemistry, to the flow, to the rhythm, or is this just one game where they happen to potentially one of their stars didn't play well in the second half and we're all making too much of a to-do? But Charles Barkley said they're going to get swept. Mm-hmm. Hey, Charles Barkley said they're going to get swept out there.
They might.
That's quite a big statement.
And they might.
With LeBron, it's always his supporting cast. Like, Danny Green didn't hit anything last night. Contavious Caldwell-Pope didn't hit anything last night.
KCP.
Yeah.
Or KP. I saw his stat line, and I did, to be honest, big sports show. I obviously knew who that was when I looked at the photo, and then I saw his stats. And I was like, this guy stinks. I was like, why are we putting a bench player's stats up here? And it was like, oh, this is to signify that J.R. Smith was trending last night because he wasn't getting put into the game. Danny Green did nothing. He was getting laughed off the internet last night. I mean, it was tough. I was following along the game on the internet more so than on TV. There was a lot of conversation happening around that entire thing. And then old Frank Vogel's got to kind of rein it all in somehow. In what, one day? They got a game tomorrow?
Yeah, one day.
And by the way, two's a little bit of a train there at that point. You got to really think about some things. I hope the Lakers turn it on, though. It's good for the NBA.
That's a good thing for these 1 seeds that lost yesterday. That in the bubble there is only 1 day off in between games. I assume they want to get back on the court immediately.
Unless there's off-court drama.
Which there is.
True.
Which allegedly there is. Then you would like a little – we don't know if there is.
Well, I mean, LeBron loves to build these narratives, but there has to be some sort of off-court drama just in case they lose, so he has something to pin it on.
And that is Boston Connor, a known hater of LeBron.
I respect him, but I mean, hey, look, if you're going to talk about it. If you're not, don't.